What is going on, family? This is episode 56 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. What's Good himself, Israel.
Oh, snap. What's good? It's another day to be great.
What's going on? And you know we got a doctor in the house because we got Luke in the building.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? How y'all doing, people? How y'all doing?
Fellas, we got a lot to talk about because I don't know what it is. It seemed like news be breaking after Monday. Like once we done talking about what happened, then some crazy stuff happens during the middle of the week. Last week was September 11th. We gonna get into all that because I got my theories of what's going on. But before we get into the news, fellas, any updates? How was y'all weekend?
Man, the weekend always come by fast, come by slow, and it leave fast. But a pretty decent weekend. Uh, got a chance to explore Atlanta's MARTA system and the Cobb Link and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I could go from one side of town to the other side of town, and realizing public transportation ETA is different from regular ETA. It'd be like an hour off. I'm like, yeah, I'm on my way 4 o'clock. It come 5 o'clock. Man, I know I was on my way 30 minutes ago, but I was still on my way. It was just chill though. Just a chill weekend. One of those limbo weekends when you ain't got too much going on, so just chill or make something happen. Um, Took myself out to breakfast on Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Yeah, went and got some chicken and waffles.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that sound good.
Oh yeah.
Well, what about you, Luke? How was your weekend?
Hey, man, the weekend was pretty good, man. Not too much going on. Same old, but pretty good nevertheless. What about you?
Um, I know the Empresses had their blessing, they harvest blessing. How was that?
Yeah, it went well. Everything went well. It was good.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
My weekend was pretty busy. I was going to stop. I didn't get a chance, but I was going to stop um at this place called Wadanda. I think I'm saying it right. It's like a one of those health holistic places here in Atlanta. You heard about this?
Wadanda. I don't know. Is it like a? Is it a restaurant?
Like a shop. It's like a not a restaurant, like a store. But you can order like different vegan plates and foods and stuff. I was supposed to stop by there on yesterday, Sunday, but I didn't get a chance to because I overslept. But they had some healing stuff going on. You ever heard of KT the Arch Degree? I know Luke has.
Nah. What's that?
It's a person you need to do some research on,
You
my
said
boy.
KT the Arch Degree.
Yeah. You do some
I ain't
research
never
on my
heard of it.
boy. Gotta do some research on my boy. But anywho, um, they had some like little healing thing going on. He was selling some this thing called like I forgot what type of honey it was called, and it was like it's got healing properties in it. So like if you put like little drops in your eyes, like it's supposed to help with your sight and all that stuff like
All
that. So
right. I gotta test that.
I wanted to go and see that, and I did not get a chance. I was so upset that I missed it. But
You gotta
other than
test that
that,
out.
yeah. Well, other than that, I was gonna test it out. I was gonna take that. I was gonna take that leap of faith. But Other than that, of course, the weekend was me on my grind, getting to the money, you know what
To
I'm
the
saying?
Mayans.
Get to the money, get to the money, so I can have the fun that I really want. Um, but fellas, today is a serious episode because we got so much going on in the world today, and we're gonna start off by something. Of course, everybody want to hear us our takes on the Charlie Kirk situation. We will get to that. I want to first mention just off the top a topic of a meeting that happened between China, the leaders of China, Russia, and North Korea. And I just got wind of this, fellas. Um, I just got wind of this. This is coming from foreignaffairs.com. It says no moment captured the shifting global balance of power more vividly than when Chinese leader, Russian president, and North Korea leader walked into lockstep on the red carpet at China's military parade in early September. The three autocrats, despite a long history of mutual suspicion, projected a show of unity against Washington. The message behind the carefully managed scene was unmistakable. China is at the center of a rising anti Western bloc, while the United States is adrift, divided at home, flattering abroad, and rebuffed by its rivals. U.S. President Donald Trump has made no secret of what he wants from each of the three leaders: a peace deal with Putin to end the war in Ukraine, a trade pact with China to rebalance the U.S., Chinese economic relationship and summit with Kim to revive stalled democracy, a diplomatic diplomacy on the Korean Peninsula. But all three have can't even read. All three have spurned into overtures. Instead of engaging on Washington's terms, all three are now linking arms with Beijing and flaunting not only their growing willingness to challenge the U.S. leadership, but also their ability to do so together. Fellas, you got Russia, China, and North Korea banding together.
Sound like a big three to me.
What y'all think about this? Is this the start of World War III? Is this the beginning stages?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the start of World War III, but yeah, it's an interesting alliance. Like Solomon was saying, these are three governments that have their issues with the West. Times are changing, and certain alliances are being made, in certain areas, and then we also have our issues when it comes to the Middle East as well. So, it's always been a very sensitive dynamic. I think it would be well if all three of those attributes of what you were saying would happen, as far as the trade deals, the peace in Ukraine, as well as the access to the North Korean peninsula, where they border and all that. I mean, their coastline. It'd be beneficial for all three countries, for all the countries. But power don't always work like that. So yeah, I'm interested to see where this thing goes. What y'all think about it?
Well, I'm gonna say this is a little concerning, only because I when has North Korea popped out and talked to Russia and China? Like, I thought everybody was beefing. So to me, when they coming together, it's something to look out for, especially because like they're all kind of disagreeing with the U.S. right now and Trump at the moment, because of the different things that I have mentioned: the impact of peace, the trades, the tariffs, the everything that they're trying to negotiate, or Trump is trying to negotiate with other countries. This is like, like we talked about before, change is something that people don't always agree with, and it takes a little time for it to get together. So, I mean, it looks suspicious. We're gonna keep an eye out on it. But these foreign affairs that's going on overseas, we have to monitor, uh, because we need to know exactly what's going on around the world. What you think, Israel?
Uh, I think it's pretty interesting. Yes, who knows? They could be talking about future plans of dealings with the U.S. if President 45, 47 just so happen to don't make it through the whole term, or maybe they just wanted to meet up and talk about, other life possibilities. But yeah, it's always interesting when you got frenemies together or whatever. There's a saying, one of those old adages, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So who knows? They might be on that type of time these days. But we will see.
We will definitely see what is going on. I had to mention that off the top, fellas. Um, Another thing we got to talk about, and I think this happened the same day of the Charlie Kirk thing situation that happened in Utah, but now we went to another state, and that is Colorado. And I want to play this clip real quick because y'all, this is getting crazy here in the United States. So let's bring it back home from what's going on in China and North Korea and Russia, and let's bring it back to the United States with what has happened here.
Deadly Colorado shooting that sent several students to the hospital.
All fire departments respond on an active assailant.
A flurry of 911 calls poured in Wednesday just after noon from Evergreen High School. Students there in a panic, seen on this Ring camera video taken next door, running away, desperate for help.
I was scared and I felt like sick because I was worried.
Police say the suspect, a male student, opened fire with a revolver handgun, shooting a pair of students in front of others. Both of them rushed to the hospital in critical condition, along with a third student with unknown injuries.
2 patients with CPR, need another ambulance to all of them.
This is the scariest thing you could ever think that could happen. They don't know if our suspect is old enough to even drive.
Hundreds of officers racing to the scene. Authorities say they found the suspect had suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the hospital hours later. Investigators now searching his home and locker, looking for clues as to why this happened. Parents shaken, lining up to reunite with their children at a nearby school.
I'm incredibly blessed that I get to hug Brenner tonight and put him to bed and see him wake up. Not every parent is that lucky.
And we are in Jefferson County, Colorado. This is the same county where 26 years ago, the Columbine school shooting massacre happened. Of course, at the time, that was considered unthinkable. The incident here at Evergreen is one of hundreds of American school shootings that have happened since Columbine. Guys.
So sickening. Okay, Trevor, thanks very much.
All right, fellas. Woo. School shooting in Colorado. I believe it was the same day. I could be mistaken, but Evergreen High School school shooting. What do y'all say about this? Because they're saying that this situation plus the Charlie Kirk situation is the reason why we need more gun control in the United States.
Yeah. So first off, yeah, it was a crazy situation. It's always, it's always hard when you send your children somewhere you want them, you hoping that everything will be safe and things will be okay. But unfortunately, at times there are situations where things like this happen. Um, as far as the solution to it, that like you said, a lot of people are talking about. Gun control has definitely been something that's constantly talked about. My opinions on gun control is I don't think gun control will fix this problem. Um, my bad. My bad. Yeah, I don't think gun control will fix this problem. I think it's going to be more of a situation to where it's you want to kind of hold the parents accountable. I think gun safety should be implied more. I don't think necessarily taking people guns away is going to fix it. I think enforcing better gun safety, because how in the world did you get a gun? So there's somewhere down the pipeline to where there is some negligence, and usually this negligence comes from a firearm carrying parent not locking their firearm up. I don't really understand why. When you have children, they would have access. But things happen to where they do find out, or they get the key, or they get the passcode. So I'm not saying it's 100%, gonna fix the problem, but I don't think gun control is gonna fix it. Of course, I know the left was gonna grab the gun control, and then of course, the right is gonna be like, no, this is not. They don't have nothing to do with it or whatever. But um, like I said, it's a sad instance either way when you're dealing with a school shooting.
Yeah, I don't think stricter gun laws will fix the problem. Maybe better knowledge on guns, because when you make things more knowledgeable, people know how to respond and how to react on what they can and can't do. But at this point in the history, it might be repeating itself to the point of where maybe this is what your president 45, 47 meant when he was talking about make America great again. You got school shooters, you got people shooting people at mass events like this. I don't know. This might be what he's talking
Wait,
about.
wait a
America
hold
great
on, wait
again.
a minute, hold on, wait a minute. They were shooting people when Obama was in office.
Well, they're not making it a big deal. I mean, white on white crime is way worse than black on black at this point. you know. But this must be it. America isn't showing the white on white crime, and this is probably why it's such a big deal. Because why are they taking out themselves? They're going off script here. It's going off script where white people are doing it again to themselves.
He's
Mass
telling me they going off
shootings and
script.
yeah, they're going off script. Mass shootings and attempted. Well, you got assassinations and things of that nature. You got things like that happening. So this might be a part of what Trump said when he's like, "Make America great again." This might be it for him. This might be what he wants to be great about America. But as far as the gun situation, it's like just have better, more knowledge on it, and I guess not really control, but just like maybe yeah, more knowledge on where to keep it away from children. Yeah,
Mm,
something like that.
mm.
Yeah, that's my two
Well,
cents.
well,
What's your thoughts on it?
I'm gonna say this. So, it's been about 77 different um, school shootings in Colorado since I believe 2017. Probably more than that. I want everybody to notice and take note that the people that are doing the school shootings, and we're going to get to the person who shot Charlie Kirk as well. They're not black people. I don't know who need to hear that. But we got all of these so-called crimes in America that they like to say that the minority or the people of color are leading in. Well, guess who's leading in school shootings? It ain't people of color. Okay? These are primarily all white schools. Like you say, Israel, I know you're being funny, but they might be going off script here. I don't think these things are supposed to be happening. I think that this is just a bunch of, I want to say, like, agendas being played out in front of our eyes of like gun control, because this is a so-called big topic here in America. For some odd reason, people cannot, our government officials cannot agree on the proper laws or lawmaking of gun usage. So I am trying to figure out why are all these kids getting guns? Like, they're teenagers,
Well,
their fathers, their parents need to lock up they firearms.
Well, I was gonna say most of the time it comes from that part, the negligence of a firearm being somewhere in the family. Which in my mind, most firearms are, and most families have firearms in America. It's just that's just the normalcy of it. But like I don't understand why that statistic is the way that it is. Um, I think that the mental side of the school shootings, I think it has always been played out in a way to where you're trying to understand the mindset of a young psychopath, and it's not psychologically, it's not an easy thing to understand, because there are so many components in different situations when you compare the different suspects who have been guilty and found guilty of actually shooting up a school. There are so many different variable contexts, but trauma is usually something that's consistent, some kind of trauma, some kind of wear. And it sometimes turns into some of the craziest scenarios, like a school getting shot up. So it is kind of crazy, man.
Well, fellas, we moving through these topics pretty fast. What is crazy, the most craziest thing that has happened since last year, September 11th. I believe there's something going on, fellas. Every single year around September 11th, there's something going on. This year was the so-called political activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated. No, I'm not going to share the video on the podcast. I know people are thinking I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to get our video taken down. So, Charlie Kirk was doing one of his speeches at what is it? Utah Valley? Is that what the name of the school is called? The university is called? He was making a speech and somebody shot him in his neck. In his neck. Did y'all see the video? I seen the video of how.
Yeah, I seen the video.
That video was crazy.
It kind of the crazy thing about the video, I already got conspiracies where people talking about, oh, it was a IED or some other type of stuff, because it don't look, I guess, realistic. But I'm like, yo,
No.
It's been a while since somebody's been shot on TV, so you know, who knows what it looks
Yeah,
like.
I mean, I seen the actual video. It was
Yeah, I
crazy.
saw a bunch of videos of it, but I'm like, yo, that man's out of here. But hey, that's what happens, you know. But before that day, before he got shot, I didn't know who he was. I still don't know who he was because he ain't did nothing for me. It's like, whose man's is this?
He's very known for his outlandish takes, a lot of racism in his talks. Well, a lot of people are calling him racist. He's a conservative, so he thinks a little bit differently than most of the politicians, like out saying things outright. So a lot of the outrage online, especially in the Black community, is like, well, so what? Because he talks so bad about
Yeah, cause
the
like
community.
this way messed up. He outside talking about gun control. He forgot about shooters.
Yeah,
He should have been
He talked.
inside.
Yeah,
Cause
nah,
it's
that
been some
part, that part they be tweaking on. I ain't gonna lie. I
yeah,
still feel they be tweaking on that part.
it's been other
I
shooters.
really
I
wouldn't
mean
care what color he
speakers.
was. I don't. It's not that for me. As somebody that lives here in the United States, I understand that the moment that speech is attacked, we're all done. Black people, all y'all got is y'all mouth. I ain't got no real power. So the last thing you would want, you ain't gonna have no more Chris Browns. Mm-mm. Speech is what gives you your music. It gives you your art, and the reason we get to do what we like to do over here is because of that. So the moment any kind of speech is assassinated, meaning I don't like you, so I'm gonna kill you because I don't like you. We in some different type of situation. We in some
I
bad
think
situation.
yeah.
Because at the moment if you take somebody's life because they said something you don't like, yeah, that's a lie. I'm sorry. I don't know. I can understand if they put their hands on you. You know, I can understand if they hurt one of your family members because they said something you don't like. That's how weak we have become. I mean, whatever happened to sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I don't know. I don't
But
know.
that's a lot of words do hurt. They hurt people's feelings.
Even if they
Physically
hurt,
they don't hurt.
yeah, but they
But
hurt.
but
They hurt emotion. They hurt people's feelings, and feelings getting hurt is a
emotionally.
normal thing.
Yeah.
That's what builds character. If you go your whole life and your feelings ain't never been hurt,
They
you
ain't
ain't
trying to get no
experienced life
character
yet.
built.
You ain't experienced nothing yet. Nobody in this world is obligated to care about your feelings. They don't.
Yeah,
The
man.
light bill, if the light bill people cut your lights off, they don't care nothing that you just had two new babies and you going through a hard time and no one cares.
Everybody got a sob story.
No one cares. That's just the bottom line. Now, for black people, I always say it's real bad because y'all know don't nobody care about y'all. So the last thing you got is your mouth. Is your mouth. So it's like for
I,
me, I'm like, as a black man, I wouldn't want speech to be in any way kind of jeopardized because that's the last little bit of power that we got as a quote unquote minority
I
of the
think
country.
it's a lot of irony. How he gets shots talking about gun control, and then it's like they shoot him in the neck. So it's like there's no freedom of speech there.
Yeah, that part
I
was
don't know.
pretty
I just
crazy.
find it crazy. I just find it
Yeah,
crazy.
that part was definitely crazy.
Did y'all hear that effect?
I ain't hear
soon as
the
that
effect.
soon
I
as
couldn't
that
hear
soon
the.
as that gun soon as that gun went off and everybody
Oh,
started screaming.
I can't hear the
yeah.
effect.
They it's actually I can't hear the facts either, but it's actually people losing their jobs for their response. A few people that lost their jobs, they got online and they was crying about it because of their response. TMZ then got
Nah, I
caught laugh.
heard.
TMZ got caught laughing at the situation when the
Yeah.
news broke about him actually dying, and so they kind of
What's
been putting
going
a little bit
on,
on
Eric? What's
blast.
going on?
But
Yeah,
yeah, I
but
think
it's like I
I
seen
mean,
memes of people paid in full. People die every day, B.
Yeah, I know. I be getting where people coming from with that, but this different. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. People, you're not as important as everybody else. There are more important people in the world than you. And I would argue that Charlie Kirk was
He wasn't as important in my life.
no, no, probably not. But in the grand scheme of the political realm, he's responsible for pulling a lot of young people back into politics. So in that instance, I can never get mad at him because I know as young people, if we didn't get into politics, we screwed because we won't know what the heck is going on. I always didn't mind him because I mean I like to sit down talks, the less debate. Mind you, I live in a world where nobody likes to debate no more. I'm in Chicago where there is no debating, it's just shooting. There is no conversation. There is no nothing. It's just straight, I don't like you, I'm gonna shoot you. There's no talking anymore. So as Solomon probably can adjust, I had gotten out of debating, because it used to be a love of mine, but it felt like nobody ever wanted to talk no more. So I always felt refreshed by it because it brought back the hard conversations, even though people may say things you don't like or you may disagree with. I just don't understand how we can come from black people. We come from very intelligent people who had some of the most difficult conversations. That's how things get done. Like the people who you would name you admire as a black people were excellent in their ability to negotiate and disagree and still be able to get stuff done. So I like Charlie Kirk for that reason, because if you bringing that to the college campus, this what college is supposed to be. You're supposed to be training your mind in some kind of way, training your mind, and like debating it needed to be brought back. So I always liked him for that because he brought back debating. I mean, it was clean debating to me. It wasn't nothing crazy. He wasn't calling women B's and H's and all that. I know he was a young father. He had two children. I think both of them under the age of 5. Married man. I mean, so it in a way, I think it kind of hits a little different for some people because it is that type of situation to where you can't say, oh well, he was a thief. Hey, look at all that. He stole that, or he was a scammer, right? It's like, dude debated people, man. He debated people, bro. He's not a. It's people who did worse on death row, and ain't gonna see the death. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's people that hurt children and stuff, and they still sitting in the jail cell alive, man. But because it's something he said, that to me is cowardly, bro. Just debate.
man, I'm definitely about to disagree with you on this, okay? Because ain't no way. Listen, what they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That man was pushing so much. He was a real flag bearer for gun, you know what I'm saying, having your Second Amendment and all that stuff, the right to bear arms and all that stuff. But here's my theory. Okay. My theory is that they actually planned this whole thing. This is cinema. Feel like this is a movie. Okay. And the reason why I say I think this is a movie is because how come he was doing his speech just fine? And once he said the words gun control or something about guns and stuff, that was when he got shot.
About the question that the person, let's make sure we make it clear for the viewers who ain't see. The question that the person was asking was about mass shootings. And he asked the clarification, are you talking about gang violence? And that's when
gun violence, yeah.
No, not gun violence, gang. He asked the person who was asking the question for clarification on exactly what they meant. And he said, are you talking about gang violence? And then that's when he dropped the mic and boom, boom, boom. So it was very coincidental that in the middle of them talking about school shootings, it was about mass shootings. But he was trying to figure out mass shootings between gang violence or what exactly did the person who was asking the question meant. The person proceeded to elaborate on the question. And in the middle of the person talking, that's when they shot him in the neck.
Yeah, they popped him in that neck. I ain't gonna hold you. I said, damn. Looked at that. I said, man, that was crazy accuracy. Like, And just to give the audience just a clear picture of exactly who shot him, Tyler Robertson. This is supposedly the man that shot him. Okay, I'm gonna keep saying supposedly, allegedly, and all this stuff because I don't live in Colorado, so I don't know if this is the true him or not. Okay, but this is the guy they said, Tyler Robertson. For the people who are listening to us on Spotify, I have the image up of him. So you just guys come on to the YouTube channel if you want to see the picture of Tyler Robertson. But this is the person supposedly that had hit him in his neck, shot him in the neck. And supposedly, I don't know why the FBI put this information out, but there was information that he was living with his transgender girlfriend, boyfriend.
They put the information out because the dude who's transgender is actually working with him. He's actually cooperating.
Well, his father had his father is the one who turned him in to the authorities. Did you see that video though of Colorado police talking about some ladies and gentlemen, we got him? You didn't get him. He got turned in. What are you talking about? But yeah, they be trying to make it look and seem good. So back to my theory. Because I ain't really finished with the theory. So back to my theory. My theory is that this whole thing was an elaborate plan and was set up to distract us from what's really going on. Or it could be like another ritual. Remember, we got the fall equinox. We got September 11, 911, which is an emergency number. All of this stuff that's going on. So I think it was planned. What do y'all think?
What you think, Israel?
Israel acting like he up here eating, going in and out.
Okay. Do I think it was planned? The evidence shows no right now, but I'm interested to see how the evidence unfolds. Like they always say, we have to go through a process with getting evidence. I'm interested to see what comes out. Is more and more information, like they were saying about the roommate or whatever that's coming out. I don't know, man. This one feels a little weird. I don't know if they're even looking into seeing if there's anybody in his camp that may have set this up or helped set it up and collaborated. It was a rumor online going around that the guys in the back were doing gun signal hand things, and I think that's kind of stretching a little bit. But I mean, we never know as they keep going through the case what's going to come out. But I don't know. It really feels more of a psychopath, bro. He's dealing with somebody who was like psychologically something was going wrong, and there was so much hate for whatever reason. There was so much hate that he felt the need to take that man's life. I just still don't understand it, fellas. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm probably one of the black sheep in that, but when it comes to taking life, I get when you getting a get back, but I mean, outside of things he said, people didn't agree. I'm trying to figure out who he really hurt. I mean, that would make me feel like this was a setup, because how else you gonna get him? Most of the time, if the establishment has something to do with that, meaning the dark side, the cabal, the ones that's running things. They usually try to embarrass you first. They embarrass you. They publicly humiliate you, and they bring out dirt on you. And it seems like that would have been something hard to do with Charlie Kirk because one, Charlie Kirk has been in the media for so long as a young man, though he's done things that most like the 50 and 60-year-olds done, like, as far as it comes, because he was a podcaster. Let's be clear, he's a podcaster. That is his thing. His channel has over what, 3 million viewers, 3 million subscribers. That was his business. He was a podcaster, a conservative podcaster, and it turned into him going out and doing and getting content from going out. So that's why I'm always a little more sensitive to it, because I'm like, that could really be us. That could be one of us if somebody don't like what we saying. That's why I'm like, I don't want America to get to the place and get so sensitive to where the men, because this is to me a male problem. Most of the time it's men doing this. Y'all weak, bro. Y'all weak. Words hurt you that bad. Like Israel said, yeah, words do hurt your feelings. But if you a dude, I don't want to hear none of that, bro. You telling me somebody said something that hurts your feelings? Anybody ever talked about your mama? Like, anybody ever roasted you before? I don't. That part just to me always. I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up in the South. It was no holding back. Back in school, they would talk about you from left and right, and they didn't care. But you put your hands on somebody, that's a whole nother conversation. And you take somebody's life, you breaking the law of my art. And I just stand with my art, man. I gotta stand with my art. You take somebody's life, you breaking the law, bro. You an unjust kill. That's an unjust kill. To me, there was no justification in taking that man's life, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I get you. I understand where you coming from with this situation, as in, like, a man's life shouldn't have, been taken, especially on live TV while you out doing a whole lecture or whatnot. I understand. But like I say, he was going around saying the most hateful things that he could think of, which is okay. Some stuff he said that I agree with. Some things, of course, I wouldn't agree with. But like I say, it's September 11th. I feel like every year around this time, since the Twin Towers, since what I still will stand 10 toes down on as an inside job. Since then, it's always been like a eerie thing that happens around this time. Something is happening, whether it's a shooting, whether it's something crazy and heinous. These types of behaviors and crimes is ridiculous. And Eric, I put it in the chat just for you because you in the chat right now. But I just, in my mind, the theory is like you say, you want to see more evidence. I'm going to just go out on a limb and say that all of this was planned. I'm going to just say it just to stand on it and see if I'm wrong or not. But I do believe that the whole shooting and it was unnecessary, but it got everybody talking. It got the whole internet. Everybody is talking about this assassination. Why do I think it's planned? Well, it just looks it looked very cinematic, the way he got shot. It just looked, the timing of it, of the topic when it comes to violence and guns and things of that nature, and then he gets shot as like a cue. I'm just going off of my theories. I could be totally wrong. Don't get like, I could be totally wrong, but I definitely what my thoughts are and how it looked to me. And then also, it was going through all of everybody's social media feeds, Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. Are we coming to a point of being really desensitized by seeing these types of things online? Because this ain't the first mass shooting. This ain't the first assassination attempt. We saw what happened when Trump was running for president. That, to me, is planned. It's a political year. And he got elected. It's an election year, so he got elected. I just feel like a lot of this stuff is planned. It's a movie. That's how I look at some of this stuff. What do you think, Israel? Unmute yourself.
All right, after multiple technical difficulties, it was all probably a setup. Somebody probably knew he was gonna die. Somebody always knows somebody gonna die, but not the ideal situation. I know it's a lot of public speakers that have canceled events, which is crazy because I'm like, you ain't got to cancel the event. Just move inside. Don't be outside. This is where you just got to be inside. But yeah, some things you got to keep in your private circle because you can't be out here laughing on national TV about people's demise. You know how sensitive people are. But the world picks and chooses what they do and don't want to be sensitive about. Some stuff, it has been desensitized to black people killing themselves or killing each other, but it's sensitive on, white on white crime.
You think they sensitive on white crime?
Yeah, black people die every day. We killing people every day like it's natural. But when white people do it, oh my God, this is crazy. We can't believe this. Like they ain't read the history books. Come on now.
Well, they changing the history books now, Israel. They especially the black history, African American history, they changing the studies itself to mold it in their own what they want the country to learn. What do you think about that?
History is written by the victor. But the people who got the wisdom and knowledge and the understanding, those are the ones who got to stick around. You got to seek the knowledge. Yeah, it's a nice pine tree. What's your thoughts on it?
What you think about that, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get where Israel coming from. And like you said, history is definitely is written by the victor. I understand why they feel that way. You made a good point about how we're desensitized to it. You hear another black man killed another black man, and it's like it is a sad thing. But we've been so disappointed by our people for so long that it becomes like, we got used to it. I think white America will always probably have a little less of a tolerance for that as far as murder is concerned, because there is a foundation of society built upon eliminating that. What makes a society is its ability to control natural human attributes. So a natural human attribute is the urge to kill or the urge to um, conquer in war. It's a natural thing for us to do. Territory, right? We always trying to. This is my house. What go on in my house is, So we created real estate, right? It's my store. So what go on in my store? So we created businesses and LLCs. We create these things to show ownership and to create a line in the sand. But we also created something for, you know, murder, which is law and order. We created law to handle situations where there are people who lose their life. There are things that are stolen. Um, and if you living in a society where the number one no, which is again There's nothing really worse. There are some things you could do worse than taking somebody's life, but that's usually like one of the number one things that's like you about to get it. You know, you finna be in prison for some time, bro. Like this is what it is. I don't think white America wants to get close to anywhere like we are as far as the desensitization because it will be the fall of the nation. I I don't believe it's more black people in America than white people. I'm sorry for somebody that didn't been in the South and the North can't be. I didn't been it can't be. Ain't no way it's more of us here. So if they do what we do, the nation is it's over, bro. It's over for everybody. The Asians, the Jews, the Chinese that live in America. If the people who own the house start fighting, they not worried about hitting the guest. Not even, and I know we was here first. I get that, but we lost that war. It was conquered. It is what it is. I wish I was there to fight with them too, but I wasn't. So if the people who own the house start fighting, they not thinking about the fact, oh well, you the minority, we not gonna hit you. That's not how it works. When the country falls and the house falls in, it ain't worried about who the minority or not. And I think that is where the big scare comes. That's when you get
I think his audio went out. Did it go out? All right, family. I didn't want to cut Luke off. But there's just so much going on. There's just so much going on when it comes to these gun violence and all of these things, all these situations. There's so much going on. Y'all back?
it's an evil world we living in. That's
Yeah.
what Future said.
On the turn of thuggy on 30.
Luke, you in the dark. I
Dying
can't
on
even see.
TV, whoop-de-doo. He just shot his man's up. Whoop-de-doo.
I'm about to get some light.
Not whoop-de-doo. Not he got shot. He got assassinated. Whoop-de-doo. That's crazy. That's crazy work, Israel. That's fellas, I had to think about also something that we didn't talk about that happened as well. And that was the stabbing of the Ukraine woman in North Carolina, which was on a public transportation on a train. That was just out of nowhere. If you seen that picture or that video, it came from out of nowhere. And my thoughts on that would be, yo, what we live in a time where the craziness, the unadulterated violence is like being displayed at an all-time high, with the man stabbing the Ukraine woman in North Carolina. That was on the train.
Yeah, backstory with that. Dude, he been in and out. What is it? 14 times or something?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, 14 times is crazy. Like, somebody should have kept him in there after the third time. But, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. You got to really watch yourself. All right, man, I'm trying to find, there's certain situations, certain ways you try to position yourself in lives and public places now. But it's like, yo, I was on the train. I'm like, you know what? Let me sit like this so I can see everybody. And then it's like, oh, excuse me. Even with, you go to the restaurant or you somewhere you want to have your back where you could you could see the dough or something. You know, you want to be able to see the dough, but not facing towards the wall. Some stuff you try to really put into play, but you just never know now. It's like you should have the 6 foot rule. Social distancing in public. Like, yo, don't be all close to me. Like, you're too close. I'm going to have to get defensive because you in my bubble.
Man,
Do you believe? Go ahead, Luke.
Nah, I was gonna comment on them. Yeah, you got to keep your head on a swivel nowadays. Definitely do. What you was about to say, Solomon?
I was just gonna ask y'all, do y'all believe that America is getting more unsafe?
It's always been unsafe. It's just being more publicized that it's unsafe and that people are crazy out here.
Yeah, I agree with Israel. It's always been some kind of level of issue of it. I think social media plays a big part into why we know more about it. But yeah, it's definitely always been here.
Well, Eric, you never answered the question if you thought it was planned or not, or what your theory was. But I'm going to y'all know it's a new segment, and I don't know if Israel remember that it's his turn because he over there snacking. But we got a new segment, family, called Thoughts from the Pharaoh of this season.
Yes, thoughts of the Pharaoh. Can you see me? No, you can't see me right now, can you?
No. But
can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's Israel's turn this week, family.
All right.
So let us take a moment and hear the thought from the Pharaoh.
All right, so the future matters more than the past. I'm up here reading something. Never mind what you've done in the past. The real question is, what are you doing in the future? Okay? The future matters more than the past. Not about what you did, right? You can build on it. You can remember it. Don't stay on it. Continue to think about what are you doing in the future. That's the real question. The question of the day. Every day. The past does not matter. What are you doing with your future? Right? It's like everything you accomplished up until now only prepared you for everything ahead. Yesterday's victories may feel satisfying, but they stepping stones, not finish lines. Okay? It's a stepping stone. It's a finish line. The journey is never a destination. It continues to go. There's never a destination for the journey.
Okay, that's your thought. All right.
That's my thought, man. That's it, man. What you got to say to that? What you got to say to that thought?
Hey, I like that. Hey, y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I'm really liking this this segment, this Thought for the Pharaoh segment. It's really getting to me. I like it. It's my turn next week, y'all, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Y'all coming up with some creative stuff to talk about.
Don't wait. The time and effort be just right. You know, you gotta start where you stand. You gotta start. That's the problem with some people. They always waiting until it's just right, which I get it sometimes, but after a while it's like ain't nothing to it but to do it. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
I
agree.
That's my thought.
I agree. I do not have Ask the Pharaohs question this week. Family, send in y'all questions. What is going on? Send in y'all questions for Ask the Pharaoh. You know, we have a lot of people that's onlookers. And that's okay. But we like to engage with our audience. Okay? We like to engage with our audience. We got some couple things in the works. We're gonna have a special guest next month, so I want you guys to stay tuned for that. We're working on some people that we just working on the schedule for, and they gonna come and talk to us and y'all, and it's gonna be lit because it's always lit here at the Pharaohs Podcast. Quick notes.
Yeah.
Quick notes, family. Make sure you all get a copy of The Gifted Princess that is out now. Audio version is being worked on, so I will let you all know when that is complete. If you're into numerology and numbers, make sure you grab There Are Only 9 Numbers. And thank you for the support. A lot of people are still buying my affirmations book. I Am the 45 Words and Affirmations. People are still buying that. So thank you for that. I've been getting that alert from Amazon. You have some money coming. Yeah.
Amazing.
So I appreciate that for sure. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel videos. We love the comments. We do read the comments after people say things because we got some trolls that be saying crazy stuff on our YouTube. But Luke, they was real passionate last week about one of your little takes. I forgot which video it was. It's on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you talking about the mayor and the governor of Illinois and Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they was getting in their fields again. You be really rallying these people.
Hey.
You be rallying these people. We are on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you all comment and follow us on all social medias. Okay, so we got Eric just gave us right now Ask the Pharaohs question. Okay. And here's the question, fellas. What do we have the podcast for? And what are you trying to change? And he want all of us to answer. Of course, we're going to all answer the question. But that's the question Eric proposed to us. What do we have the podcast for? And what are we trying to change? Who want to go first?
Israel, you want to go first?
Go ahead.
I'll go first.
Oh, snap. What happened?
We got it for informational purposes to inform the people. You know, I think inform the people on these in this present world. And at this point, change what's going around. Change what's going on with our people, you know, through one conversation at a time. One conversation at a time. So changing perspectives, informing on what's happening, and, you know, giving different views. What I think, you know, I'm on here to do. But what about you, Luke or Solomon?
All right, so the purpose of the podcast is to inform the people, because a lot of people, I'm gonna be 100, don't pay attention to what's going on in the world. So I wanted to make sure that we inform our people of what's really going on, what to pay attention to, because there's a lot going on that we don't pay attention to. And I believe that making sure that we gonna live and not perish for a lack of knowledge. We gonna share the information outside of, what we do at church. And there was an old saying that a lot of my elders would tell us when we were growing up was the second leader of the nation, King Peter, would tell people to have a Bible in one hand and a newspaper in the other. So you need to be informed of what's going on in the world around you.
Yes, sir.
You want to be informed in the world around you, because if not, you don't want things to sneak up on you, and you don't want to live in an age. We're in an age of information, and I don't want our people to be engaged in misinformation, because we have been fooled and bamboozled for so long. We need to end that. We need to do better. What I would like to change is our perspective and our thinking on how our life should be, and that we should be able to reach and attain more than what we have now. So that's my answer. Luke, what about you? You muted right now.
My bad, y'all. My bad, Eric. I'm trying to answer questions and hold on one second. And do homework. That's a lot going on. But the reason I do it is because they're very similar reasons to what both of them said. I'm definitely somebody who's trying to keep our people informed. I've always been interested in media and stories and things of that nature. And I think, it's our duty to be able to communicate what's going on, or even if it's not so much our duty, we should find some kind of way. If it's just once a week to come and bring some kind of enlightenment to the people, some kind of conversation. So that's my main thing with it. I've always enjoyed the conversation. I enjoy the dialogue. Like I said earlier, I love to debate, and bringing back conversations again, I think is going to be something that's very beneficial for us. As a group, as a Pharaohs Podcast family, it brings back that wholesome, genuine conversation and being able to interact with people and get their thoughts. That's why Solomon is always pushing for y'all to let us know how you feel, because we're not in a space to where your thoughts can't be heard or what you may think. So I enjoy giving people that platform to create a community of thinkers who are able to kind of lead and give their take on what's going on in the world.
Yeah. And if they don't like that, what you say, Israel, whoop-de-doo.
Whoop-de-doo.
Oh, man. Okay, family.
You don't like what we say?
What'd you say? What'd you say, Israel? Your phone muted. Okay. Family, we finna get out of here. We about to get out of here, fam. We got a lot to still talk about. There's so many things to talk about. And I appreciate all of the new subscribers. I appreciate everybody that's continuously rocking with us. Like I say, please like and subscribe. We are going to start a Patreon where we're going to go even deeper into details of different things, which is a monthly subscription. But like I say, we appreciate everybody. Please like and subscribe. Tell somebody about us. Shout out to a lot of my riders who have been subscribing to the channel. You are very appreciated. Thank you. All right, family. This has been episode 56 of the Pharaohs Podcast. I'm your host, Solomon, and you can find me on Facebook at Cornelia Solomon Walker. You can find me on Instagram at CJWalker103. And if you want to get your book published, you can email me at cwalker1582@gmail.com. Israel, where can people find you? You're muted.
Oh, there we go. Y'all can find me on the Pharaohs Podcast. You can find me on my email. And currently, my website is still in renovations.
Luke, where can people find you?
You can find me at Luke733, lead and number 9 at gmail.com, or you can find me at the Pharaohs Podcast at gmail.com. Yeah, man, we appreciate you all. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a coworker. Join in on the conversation.
All right, family. And if you can't join us on Mondays, every Tuesday, okay, we on Spotify. Shout out to the Spotify subscribers and listeners. There are people who actually like to listen and not watch. So we got y'all on the multimedia. Okay, we got y'all. Trust me. I will say though, I didn't have a is it disrespectful, right? But I will say this before we get out of here. Hey, the Bears, y'all are disappointing me real bad this year already. And I don't like it. Y'all making me not want to watch football. All right, family. Peace.
Peace.